Let's recall what we have learned in previous class, that is yesterday's class. So we saw about the few interior layers of materials. Yes, structure of the earth, especially interior of the earth. That means the layers, specifically 3 specific layers, main layers we can say. Under that we saw few subdivisions, like first thing is crust. Under crust, what are they there, ma? Yes, Sial and Seema. So Seema will never forget, right? Yes, Sial and Seema. This Sial and Seema, this name from where we got that? Yeah, fine. Sial is silicates and aluminium, as well as Seema in the sense again silicates and magnesium. So one important thing you can note here is like in the layer of crust, we can find silicate. The mineral throughout we can find is silicate. So silicate and aluminium and silicate and magnesium. In Seema or Saima. Okay, so this is under crust we saw that. And crust, another one thing also there, continental crust as well as oceanic crust. So Seema, we can, especially Seema is below the specific region, like oceanic crust, that region is also called as Seema. And then under mantle, what are the subdivisions, ma? Fine. Upper mantle and lower mantle. Clear? For your question, the answer is like upper mantle as well as lower mantle. So upper mantle is also called as like asthenosphere. Those things we'll see later. Asthenosphere, one word is also there, one key point is also there, that is asthenosphere. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, next question is like I'll call out the names and I'll ask. Okay, so Jabal and Percy, again to you, what are the subdivisions under core? Another one question to you. So this mantle as well as core region, together we call this what, ma? I'm sorry, students, I'm sorry. The outer core and the inner core, especially the core region as well as called as what? Another one name for argent, another one name for this core region. The core region, the outer core as well as inner core. The region as well as called as, another one name is there for that. So can you say that? And then Arjay, I'll give you a few hints to you, okay? This particular word we can hear often from the kitchen. So yeah, this is what I explained in class. This is about listening. You are talking about your listening process. So think about it. Have you ever heard that name, dysenophy, something on your kitchen? Specific name because of that minerals present in particular region. We used to call that layer as this name. So the word, especially the word you can hear often from your kitchen. Maybe your mother often say, that thing is missing, the particular word thing, that thing is missing. I cannot find that thing. Where is that? In the kitchen, we used to cut things with the help of this object. Knife. Fine. Knife. So the spelling for the kitchen knife is like K-N-I-F-E, but this is like N-I-F-E, okay? Don't confuse their spelling. N-I-F-E. The N-I-F, so I'll move to the full form for N-I to Ashmi. Ashmi for N-I, only N-I. Yes, F-E is for iron. N-I is nickel as well as Fb is iron. So totally the reason behind that is particularly in that region, that inner core as well as outer core, nickel and iron content is abundantly we can found there. That's the reason. Especially inner core, the most enormous Mineral is like not mineral. Yeah. The thing is, what we can say there. Now let's see about few more things that will help you to understand earthquakes, volcanic eruption. So the next things of your lessons, the continuation of this particular unit, you'll understand that. So let me share my screen. Give me a minute, students. Okay, the participant can now see your screen. Yes. Thank you. Now I'm going to play this. This is all about seismic waves. So waves, and we are going to see about what is mean by seismic waves. Seismic waves, especially in earthquake. Now, a little bit about earthquake. So, earthquake and seismic waves, we can see here. Understand this, and it will be useful for you. Okay, let me play that for you.
What happens if you disturb the water of a calm pond? Yes, exactly. When you disturb the water, it will continuously produce ripples or waves. Just like in an earthquake, the sudden movement of the underground rocks produces energy waves that moves the Earth's surface. These waves are called seismic waves. These waves could travel through and on the surface that cause the shaking and vibrations of the ground. There are two types of seismic waves, body waves and surface waves. Basically, body waves are waves that travel through the Earth's inner layer, and while surface waves are waves that can only travel through the surface layer, making the body waves travel faster than the surface waves. However, surface waves causes more damage than the body waves. Now, there are two types of body waves, the primary waves and the secondary waves. So let's talk about the first one.
So, my dear students, seismic waves, please take care of the spelling as well as pronunciation. Seismic waves are simply the waves, the earthquake waves. But under seismic waves, we are having two types. That is primary waves that can be called as P waves, as well as secondary waves that can be called as S waves. So why I am explaining you, I am showing these things to you in the sense, you in this chapter even you are having these things, as well as the next chapters will also have this. So you have to be very keen about this. Under seismic waves, primary waves and secondary waves. We already saw that what is primary, and they show some animation for this. Let's see again. Okay.
So let's talk about the first one. First is the primary waves or P waves. These are the fastest kind of wave because it could move through solid rock and liquid layers of the earth. These waves produces the push and pull movement of the earth's surface. The second type is the secondary waves or S waves. The second type is the secondary push and pull movement of the earth's surface.
So now students, about the P waves, that is primary waves under seismic wave. About primary wave, that is this primary wave is the fastest traveling wave. The primary wave can travel fast. The fastest traveling wave through rocks and liquid layers of the earth. Through rocks and liquid layers of the earth. So mantle is partially liquid, and below that the outer core is in liquid layer. So the fastest traveling wave through rocks and rocks is crust layer. The fastest traveling wave through rocks and liquid layer of the earth. Next, a type of body wave that pushes and pulls rock and liquid in the same direction. That you can see here, they show that. So same direction. In this kind of direction, same direction. Okay, continue.
The second type is the secondary waves or S waves. These waves are slower than the P waves because it only travels through solid rocks and cannot travel through liquid layers of the earth. But these waves produces the swaying movement that we can feel during an earthquake. Like body waves, surface waves also have its two types. First, liquid layers of the earth. But these waves produces the swaying movement that we can.
Now, what about this secondary waves? That is S waves. So S waves is actually slower than the primary waves. And during the seismic wave, seismic wave is totally the earthquake. So earthquake, during the earthquake, we may receive the, we may feel both the waves. That is primary as well as secondary wave. But they are explaining it in separate form, but we may receive both in the same time. So what about the secondary waves in the sense? They travels through solids only and cannot throw. The thing is like it partially it can affect mantle, but not effectively. And as well as it can affect the inner core, not the outer core. And it can affect the crust, but not especially inside the liquidy layers. Then body wave produce the swaying movement. Swaying movement in the sense, this is swaying movement. So swaying movement in the sense, this is swaying movement. So that is the primary waves is in the same motion, but the secondary wave is in swaying movement. So this is the difference between primary wave as well as secondary wave. And so that's all. So thank you, students. Thank you for the patience. I'll do 4 more minutes. Sorry. And thank you again. Thank you, students. Let's meet in next class. Bye-bye.